This is your marketplace. The dirty truth about makeup.
There's no way to actually clean a lip gloss tester. Like, how would I clean it?
So the next person that tried on the blush tester would be putting that on their face.
That's unbelievably disgusting.
We're inside some of the biggest beauty retailers in the country, but we're not checking out the latest shades.
Let's test out the mascara.
We're secretly swabbing all these makeup testers. Stores encourage you to try before you buy.
Which one did you want to try?
But can you trust those testers to be safe?
Do you try on makeup when you go into a store?
I have, yeah.
What do you usually try on?
Usually foundation, eyeshadows, and the lipsticks.
Do you ever wonder if they're clean?
I hope they are, but I guess I haven't ever thought about it.
How do you know?
I guess I don't know. I just trust the store would have good samples out there for us.
To find out, we're visiting 4 makeup giants that let you test out what they're selling. MAC, Sephora, The Body Shop, and Shoppers Drug Mart. Starting at Sephora.
Yeah, what color do you want to try?
Walk through any aisle and you can spot them. Everyone trying on tester after tester. And when we ask about trying out the testers, a warning.
People just try it on just like this? No, they should. Well, they shouldn't. I mean, some people do, but they shouldn't.
Tell that to these Sephora shoppers.
How often are these testers cleaned? We do clean them very often, but whenever a client wants to use it again, we always re-clean it.
All right, next up, MAC.
When we ask to test out a lip gloss here, another warning.
Nobody really is supposed to use this one. We have a sanitary one. Usually we're supposed to just, if we see you,
Right.
go and grab your sanitary one.
Turns out they have a drawer of clean testers, but you gotta ask for them. We continue collecting samples at the Body Shop. Here, they tell us they clean most testers, but not powders like eyeshadow.
So these don't get cleaned. These ones specifically, no. I'm completely honest. That's what they do. What we normally tell you is buy it. If you don't like it, you can always return it.
Finally, we check out Shoppers Drug Mart.
The beauty boutique.
These testers, how often are they cleaned?
Well, there's no way to actually clean a lip gloss tester. Like, how would I clean it, right? Yeah, it goes in, it goes out. I can't.
When we ask again at a different store,
Are they cleaned often?
No, we do it when the customer wants to use it. We clean them.
Oh, just when we ask.
I clean it periodically as well, of course.
from each store, we now have samples of lipstick, cream blush, mascara, lip gloss, and eyeshadow. 4 retailers, 12 locations, 60 testers in total. We're taking our samples to microbiologist Keith Warner at the University of Guelph.
Our team visited 4 retailers and we documented dozens of people trying makeup on. But what are the dangers of doing that?
Well, the thing about makeup, if you think about toothbrushes, people don't share toothbrushes very often, do they?
No.
But in a way, makeup's exactly the same because we've got sensitive areas, and those areas include the eyes and the lips, and sometimes the skin if it's broken. So I always liken it to a toothbrush. Say, well, if you don't share your toothbrush, why would you go in there and put the makeup on when you know God knows how many people have been there before you?
He says the testers could have pathogens causing skin infections and other serious health issues.
Do you think we'll find any of that in these samples?
Yes, I would put my mortgage on it.
While we wait for the results, we're getting the inside scoop on what's really going on behind the counter. Vanessa used to work at MAC and Sephora, and Brianne, she worked at Shoppers Drug Mart.
When I worked there in the beauty boutique, I didn't clean a tester once. The only cleaning we were doing was, say, like sweeping, cleaning the, washing the windows where the perfume is, not actually the makeup itself.
Vanessa says Sephora and MAC train their employees to keep the testers clean. But in practice?
At Sephora, it's a lot more difficult because of the magnitude of how many different types of brands that they carry. It's wild. And then a lot of people do come in, I feel like, just to kind of do their whole face. And so you can't really watch them the whole time, and maybe you try to clean your brushes or try to clean or sanitize whatever products they're using at the time. It's just really hard to keep on it.
Back at the lab, time for the dirty truth.
I was really surprised how much contamination there was out there. It's even more worrying than I thought.
60 samples from 4 retailers. What did you find?
And so what we found is a lot of the samples had Staphylococcus aureus in, and a fair number had mold in.
Yikes. And when we break it down by retailer?
Let's see what you found at Sephora.
Okay, so at Sephora, we've got a nice collection of Staphylococcus here. Now, you'll notice here there's a mixture of white and yellow. The actual yellow ones are true Staph aureus, which are the nasty ones. These are the ones that can cause all kinds of issues in terms of styes, pink eye, and things like that.
Turns out 8 out of the 15 samples from Sephora tested positive for staph, 5 for yeast or mold.
The shopper samples, what did you find there?
We found a nice arrangement of Staphylococcus. This is a lipstick. Not only did we get Staphylococcus, but we also got these yeast and mold. And these can cause issues, especially in terms of if you're immunocompromised. So not unusual to find them because they are resident on our microflora. But as I say, when you put on your lipstick, I guess you're not thinking about putting this on.
6 out of the 15 samples from Shoppers Drug Mart have staph, 4 have mold.
Are you ready to hear
I'm kind of nervous.
the result?
I guess, yeah.
This is mold at a Shoppers Drug Mart from a cream blush tester.
Oh my goodness, that's so gross.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. That is unspeakably terrible.
This is staph from a Sephora mascara.
I don't even know what to say right now. It's been years that I've been doing this, and I just find out about it. Unbelievable.
Let's talk about the Body Shop samples.
This is from a mascara. You can see the yellow colonies, which is a Staph aureus, which can cause issues.
Warner finds almost half of the samples at the Body Shop, 7 out of 15, contain staph, 4 have yeast or mold. And what about the makeup from MAC? 3 out of the 15 samples have staph, 4 have yeast or mold. And get this.
So this is from an eyeshadow. And what's interesting about this sample, which differentiates it from others, is the arrangement of how many different molds there are. You see this one in the centre, which is black? Yeah. That looks like the sort of mold you would get in a bathroom.
It looks dangerous.
Well, it could be. I think it's aspergillus. And the thing about aspergillus, it produces mycotoxins. It also causes a condition called farmer's lung. Fortunately, with molds and yeast, they're usually not a problem unless you're really susceptible.
At every retailer, we found both staph and mold.
A problem.
Why?
Well, it's a problem because, you would expect that if you're going to try something on, that it is infection-free, that there is no evidence of either bacteria or mold or virus on that product.
Dermatologist Dr. Lisa Kellett says the bacteria we find could make people sick.
One of the signs of infection would be, first of all, increasing redness in the area, tenderness. You can get blisters, and sometimes when it becomes systemic, you can develop a fever with it as well.
Kind of disappointed because we trust their products and we trust that they're clean, no bacteria, safe to use, but unfortunately,
you're changing our retail experience from this moment forward.
I think that's disgusting, and makeup industries should be more aware of that and should take it more seriously, especially if they're trying to sell a product to people.
The dirty truth about makeup continues.
What do you guys use to sanitize it? Alcohol.
But can alcohol kill all those germs? This is your marketplace. The dirty truth about makeup on your marketplace. We're testing the testers at some mega makeup stores. Our results reveal risky bacteria, everything from staph to yeast and mold.
That is not okay.
Industry insiders Brianne and Vanessa say the moldy makeup isn't a surprise.
Pulling testers is expensive. So let's just say you've had a blush that's been out there for 3 years or 4 years.
Yep, up to 4 years.
So think about a blush just being there and maybe not being used very much, and so everyone just kind of wipes it down every now and again, and sure, maybe the top layer is sanitary, but you don't know how long it's been there.
Back on hidden camera, staff reassure us there's a clean fix.
What do you use to clean it?
It's alcohol.
What do you guys use to sanitize it?
Alcohol.
Kill the bacteria. It disinfects. Does the alcohol kill the bacteria? It does.
Really? Time for another lab test. We take an alcohol spray, the same one used by big chains, and ask Warner to test whether it kills all the bacteria.
What we found, though, it reduces the numbers of Staphylococcus aureus by about 90%, 92% specifically.
Sounds decent.
It certainly does, 92%, but when we look at sanitizers, typically we're looking for a 99.999% reduction. So the conclusion is that using the spray, you're basically just reducing the risk, you're not eliminating the risk. So is it better than doing nothing? Certainly is. Is it a magic wand? No, it's not.
Time to come clean with shoppers.
A microbiologist, the one that tested all our samples, also tested whether alcohol kills the bacteria off. It does kill some of it, but not all.
I don't think I'm gonna try any makeup testers anytime soon. I often try on lipsticks, right? So what they do is that they spray the alcohol on it to clean it, and I'm there thinking like, okay, once they do that, everything is clean, it's safe to use, I'm gonna try it out. But now that I'm here, I'm realizing that that's not true. It's not 100% safe. Like, I got bacteria on my lips.
We share our findings with the retailers we visited. They all suggest customers should consult with staff before trying on any tester. They also say they have robust hygiene practices. Testers are regularly sanitized. And the Body Shop adds they'll be revisiting their programs as a result. But this former cosmetician says it's not just the responsibility of the retailer, it's also a case of try or beware.
What I would do is, if I'm going to see something in store, always on the hands only. I don't go anywhere near my face, and then I'm always wiping off my hands in between each application.
Warner agrees.
I would be very reserved to recommend anyone to put mascara on, eyeshadow or lipstick, even blush, in a store. So even though you like a free makeup, sometimes it's not worth the risk, is it?
Sentiments these shoppers share.
What are you going to do differently the next time you go into a makeup store?
I've not tried anything on. I swear.
Now what I found out today, like, no, heck no. No, not the testers. I'd probably just buy the product instead because it's safer.
So knowing what you know, you're gonna do things differently.
100%, yes.
Ever wonder what happens when your email lands in our inbox?
Oh, hi, I'm calling from Marketplace.
She thinks it's an accident waiting to happen.
When you hit send, it sends us into action.
You count on us and we count on you, and together create change.
So help us decide what to investigate next.
Because this is your marketplace.